Hello, Paddy Hirsch here from Marketplace Magazine, here to talk to you about consumer confidence, which has been a large issue during this economic time. So consumer confidence has been the center of what happened in September and October of 2008, when people were selling their stocks like crazy because they had no confidence in the stock market. So I'm going to start off by using an example involving a baseball team. So this man owns a baseball team. His name is Henry. How fitting. So Henry has owned this team for 10 years. And the team, for the first 5 years, was doing terrific. They won the World Series twice. They just kept getting better and better. And the fans were really happy that they were doing so well. So they all bought tickets for 5 years in a 5-year deal. A non-refundable deal. Because they're like, they assume that the team's going to do terrific for the next 5 years at least. So they do 5 years. After the 5 years, sadly, Henry isn't really that active of an owner. He just kind of sits back, doesn't really regulate the team. He just kind of brings in the money and hopes for the best. But through poor decisions, the team starts doing poorly. They sell off their best player. They oversell tickets, and they don't realize that they don't have enough ability to get it back. So these people who originally thought that the 5-year deal would be a great deal determine that they no longer want their tickets. But they're in a bit of a pickle because they don't know what to do with their tickets because it's non-refundable. So they find other fans, diehard fans, a little bit more diehard than they are because they're willing to sell off their tickets so quickly, and they try to sell them for, say, $1,000. So the first one, this guy, we'll name him A, is able to sell his tickets to this guy for $1,000, right? But as the team spirals downwards, and as they make more financial decisions and player decisions that are incorrect, the most this guy's willing to pay is $900, and he determines that that's the best deal he can get. So he sees that $900 is what he's willing to do. He loses $100, but he still gets some money back. This guy, after seeing that he only got $900, and is willing to sell his for even less because he needs to make some money back. So he determines that he can only sell it at $800, and he does so. So the team, realizing that less and less people are willing to go to their games, lose their confidence. They're not playing as well. They're making even worse decisions, and thus people keep selling their tickets for less and less money. So it's somewhat of a spiraling effect. So because the team made poor decisions at the top here at $1,000, it costs them their fans, and thus bringing down the prices even more, which means people are only willing to spend $900, and then bringing down the team even more, which makes them only want to spend $800. So Henry is like, what can I do about this? My team, I really have sat back and done nothing about this, but I really want to keep the team going well, and I want to really hope that the fans stay. So Henry decides that he can do one of two things. First, what he can do is he can basically put his own money into the team. So by putting his own money into the team, he's hoping that the team can get the better players and maybe boost their morale so that these guys will buy tickets again at higher and higher prices because the team is worth their time. And what he realizes that if this doesn't work, he's just spent a bundle of money and nothing's come out of it. The other option, which is more dangerous, but it's eventually going to work, most likely, because it always does, as business cycles do, and he's the owner of this business, he realizes that he can just wait it out. So the team's going to eventually do terrible, but eventually he's going to find that the team will be up and up again. They'll make more conservative decisions, and Henry will find that he will be on top eventually. But how much is he willing to lose to make that gain in the future? So this was evident during 2008 in September and October when the stock market saw huge declines, where the stock prices were originally not too volatile, but as more and more people began selling, the Dow Jones went further and further and further down until it ended 2,800 points less than it did at the beginning of September. And that really is not good for the government, and because it makes the government look bad. It's not good for the economy, because the economy is failing or doing less than it should to really aid these people, and it's all leaving us in serious need of drink.